Namaskar. Today, we have privilege of welcoming Sri M. Veerappa Moily ji, a distinguished leader whose remarkable career spanned decades of service to the nation. A former Chief Minister of Karnataka, former Union Minister handling multiple key portfolios, a lawyer by profession and an accomplished author. Sri Moily ji has been at the forefront of legal reforms, social justice advocacy and visionary policy making. Known for his deep intellect and unwavering commitment to inclusive development, he remains a guiding force in Indian politics. It's an honor to have you with his son.
Thank you.
Sir, throughout your illustrious career, you have held diverse roles.
Yeah.
From Chief Minister of Karnataka to Union Minister and acclaimed author. Reflecting on your journey, which one do you feel has the most significantly shaped your vision, sir?
You know, I have been a writer, author,
Yes, sir.
poet,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right from my childhood.
Yes, sir.
I started writing books. Many of those books have been published.
Yes, sir.
You know, I am a very ambitious fellow. You know, thinking of the country, thinking of the world, thinking of the downtrodden, and the thinking of social justice and all.
Yes.
So my ambitions are sky high.
Yes, sir.
But in the practice, I can't achieve everything. So that is how I get satisfaction in that. That means to say, I get maximum satisfaction in my scholarship, in my writing epic poem,
Yes,
and writing poetry, writing literature. Yes. So that means to say, you asked me the question,
Yes, sir.
which one give you maximum happiness?
Yes, sir.
I think writing and scholarship gives me maximum happiness.
Okay. Indeed, sir. Sir, the nation still continues to mourn for the demise of our beloved Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. And we all know the contribution of Dr. Manmohan Singh ji in making the nation. You have just worked along with him for a long time. I remember for the 4 decades since 1980 when you were the Finance Minister of Karnataka and he was the Chairman of the Planning Commission. If you can share some experience and some views that what makes Manmohan Singh is an extraordinary leader.
You know, I must say that is a saintly politician,
Yes, sir.
saintly economist,
Yes, sir.
and a saintly statesman. I worked with him very closely. Of course, I knew him very closely when I was Finance Minister in Karnataka. He was Planning Commission and also in the Finance Ministry. Then, he became the chairman of, RBI governor.
Oh, that time, yes.
There again, I came out with a very innovative project because there was a biggest in the country, I must say, that irrigation projects like the Almaty in Karnataka. That is supposed to be the biggest, largest, irrigation dam.
Yes, sir.
But no money. Lal Bahadur Shastri, as a Prime Minister, laid the foundation stone for that project. Almaty Dam project. It is across the Krishna River.
Okay.
It was in 66. And up to 92, the day I became Chief Minister of Karnataka, not even a stone was laid on that. And because there was no money, large chunk of money was required, grant was necessary. Yes. Our resources in the state was not adequate. I conceived a project like the irrigation bond.
Yes, sir.
Then everybody said it is not practical, Government of India will not permit, Reserve Bank of India will not permit. He was a governor of Reserve Bank of India. I prepared a project of conceiving the irrigation bonds and created an organization called the Krishna Jalabhagya Nigam. A corporation was created. Then I told him, if you allow me to raise irrigation bonds, I can raise the funds from the state and other people. And I convinced him.
Okay.
It was not possible. Any economist you can't convince. But he was not only an economist, also an excellent statesman.
Okay.
He was the greatest visionary. He understood my, vision. I was a visionary, he was a visionary. That is, the two visionaries met and we could realize it. And within 2 years, we built the dam from the scratch. We laid the foundation stone and 518 meters we raised. And another 6 meters, I prepared the gate.
Okay.
And that could have been done only through a visionary and economist like Dr. Manmohan Singh. And that is how I loved him, admired him. And that is how he also understood me very well. And he appointed me as in 2005 as the chairman of the Second Administrative Reforms Commission.
Okay.
I gave him 15 reports. And to transform the administrative system, the governance system in the country.
Yes.
He gave him a lot of. In the meanwhile, as a Prime Minister in 2006 or 7, he thought of implementing the reservation social justice system. Yes, reservation, 27% reservation to the OBCs in all the apex institutions, in the education institutions in the country, like IIM, IIT, AIIMS, and about 18, 19 institutions.
Yes.
At a national level. The reservation was not available to them.
Yes, sir.
OBCs were not allowed.
Yes.
Then all the chairmen of those bodies, IIT, IIM, they tendered resignation, saying that you are polluting these big institutions.
After the Mandal Commission report.
I know, after Mandal. And an amendment to the constitution was brought to introduce 27% reservation in these bodies, education institutions. Everybody was opposed. There was a revolt. They said another Mandal agitation will start if you implement this amendment. Then Dr. Manmohan Singh called me, can you resolve this problem, conflict? I want to implement it. Because that man, had a vision. He having hailed from a poorest of the poor family,
Yes, sir, yes,
he became an economist.
Yes, sir.
He was in a kerosene lamp.
Yes, sir.
He used to use, study. And he, came up, study. Then, I said, it is very difficult proposition. He appointed a committee. I gave him a list of persons to be appointed in the oversight committee. Then I called all the directors of these institutes, 18, 19 institutes. What is holding you back? Where is the place, whether any one of these institutions are counted in the international level? You say that it is sanctified institutions, with the institutions of excellence. So by admitting the OBCs, you will be lowering the dignity of the institutions. I said, then how many institutions are in the international ranking?
Yes.
They blinked. I gave a slogan that only in the ocean you get plenty of fish, variety of fish, excellent qualities of fish. But in a pond or a small tank, you will not get
Yeah. You will get limited.
limited.
Yes, sir.
That is why I gave a slogan like the expansion, and excellence.
Okay.
Only if we expand, you get the excellence.
Excellence.
I conducted a survey to prove that fact. Because the reservations were not in force in these education institutions.
I think it's came in 2006 by
I think so.
Amendment to
Correct.
the reservation in
reservation
admission
in
to
the higher
educational
institutions.
Yes, sir.
So in the northern state, reservation order was not implemented, but in the southern states like Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, OBC reservation was there in the institutions, in the education, medical, and all these things. I appointed 4 committees to examine and give a report. Then all the committees gave a report with big educationalists that First year, those OBCs may not come to the rank.
Yes.
But the second year onwards, I found, as against all the general categories, these OBCs scored ranks. They became first class. I said, how can it happen? Then all those directors of the institutes, they agreed, yes, sir. This is what? The excellence, you expand institution, you get excellence. Yes. Otherwise, it will shrink. Today, all these big institutions are ranked in the international ranking is there. And that is how 27%. Then I said, first year, I will give not only 27% reservation, another 27% will be the general category. Okay. So that they will not be aggrieved. That is all. It was. There was no agitation. And matter came up before the Supreme Court. Okay. That amendment to the Constitution. Then one of my lawyer, one Professor Ravi Verma, he was also my colleague. We practiced in the same chamber. Yes, one day he came to my house at Delhi. Moily ji, the judges are about to strike down the amendment to the amendment to provide reservation to the OBCs. And I said, are they referring to my report, oversight committee report? No, the officials have not given, because officials are not interested in implementing social justice system. Then he gave me 5, because there are 5 judges bench hearing that case. He gave me 5 copies. I gave him the 5 copies. They were presented. Said, we have not seen this report, Moily's report, on the oversight committee. Then they adjourned the case. After a week, they upheld the constitutional amendment. I am telling you, this is how things are sabotage. And without examining on merit, I am telling that give the reservation on merit. And these backward classes are not backward in mind. Yes, sir. Maybe physically, sometime they may take one year after admission. Then after they got all the ranks as against all the general category. That's how it was. In fact, that is how the Dr. Manmohan Singh was impressed by me with my report on the ARCs, with my report on the oversight committee. And he took me, 2009, he took me as a law minister. First thing I did was to conduct a 2 days national seminar of all the High Court Chief Justices, all the Supreme Court judges, Supreme Court Chief Justices, and eminent juries in Vijnana Bhavan at Delhi. Yes, sir. There we discussed the wholesale reforms in the judiciary. And we conducted it very successfully. Everybody was impressed. Even at that time, there is a clause in the section in the Constitution of India about the appointment of a National Judicial Service. Just like IAS, IPS. National Judicial Service. They will be appointed as a district judges. I made, Tamil Nadu used to oppose, many of the southern state chief ministers used to. At that time, even Karunanidhi agreed. And I convinced all of them, because these youngsters will become High Court judges, district judges. Naturally, those youngsters will become High Court judges. Yes. Again, those youngsters will be selected as Supreme Court judges. There's a generation gap. And, in the judiciary in general, no reservation is allowed for the backward, OBCs. Or even scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. Very rarely we find, the backward class High Court judges, backward class Supreme Court judges. I said, with this, it will open up opportunity. Because there will be reservation while appointing the district judges. If you allow, because IAS, IPS reservation is allowed for the OBCs. Like that, these judges will come from all these groups. But unfortunately, after I laid down my office as law minister, I evolved a bill I brought, but the present NDA government led by, they sabotaged it. Otherwise today, the whole judiciary would have totally
Completely reformed.
with the social justice
Yes.
and judges. Very difficult. Even now, it is very difficult to find because they said no reservation in the High Court judges, appointment of judges. No reservation in Supreme Court judges. That is how I wanted to bring this, the stream of judges from the district judges, and they would have occupied the High Court seats.
Yes.
They would have become Chief Justices of the High Court. They could have become the Supreme Court judges. Naturally, they would have become the. Even find a scheduled caste, even collegium,
Yes, sir.
was the appointment of the High Court judges and also Supreme Court judges. They never used to recommend judges from the. They said no merit. No merited lawyers in the High Court, no merited lawyers in the Supreme Court. That is how I wanted to bring out. Of course, apart from this appointment, many litigation policy, many disposal arrears and all, I wanted to bring. I brought many reforms in the judiciary.
So, as we talked about the reservation, we are in Odisha, and you will be surprised to know that there are 54% of OBC in the state, but they are getting 0% reservation in the education. 0% reservation, the OBC students.
Yes.
So, as you talk about the social justice and the caste-based census, you were the staunch supporter of the caste-based
I was,
census.
because even in the, what happened after 1936, no caste-based census was held because at that time Second World War came in.
Sir.
So that is how the census was not held. And thereafter also there was a lobby that there should not be caste census, because they knew if the caste-wise base is done, then the truth will be out.
Yes, sir.
Truth will be out. And that is why everybody wanted to, upper classes wanted to prevent that. In the UPA government,
Yes, sir, yes,
I was a minister there.
So,
I sent a note to Sonia Gandhi and also Dr. Manmohan Singh. There should be caste-based survey. In the next, I think, 2011,
11, yes, sir.
I said, no, it should be brought in.
Yes, sir.
Then, one day, I sent a big note to Dr. Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi. Sonia Gandhi encouraged me, yes, you insist. You speak in the cabinet. But, they will not allow me to speak in the cabinet because other ministers are all lobby against it. Then he said, no, I will ask Dr. Manmohan Singh to give you opportunity. I closed my eyes. I don't think in the history of cabinet, any minister spoke 1 hour continuously. I spoke 1 hour, closing my eyes, because I never wanted to see the reactions from the other ministers, because I will be discouraged. So I spoke 1 hour. Dr. Manmohan Singh said, yes, I agree with Moily. Let there be caste census. He agreed.
Yes, sir.
But some vested interest within the cabinet, they said, no, you cannot go directly for the caste census. We will have a separate caste census through the Rural Development Ministry.
Okay.
To the extent, it was sabotage at that time.
Yes, sir.
It was as against the wishes of Dr. Manmohan Singh, as against the wishes of Sonia Gandhi, as my wishes. But that is how separate census was done. You remember, it came in the newspaper.
That's why I was saying the statement in the India Today on 26 May 2010. You said that the cabinet would approve the caste census just within 1 or 2 days, but it did not materialize.
No, it's separate census.
It's separate census.
It should not be separate census. It should be part of this. Now 2021, caste census, the census was due
scheduled to be
because of the COVID. It could not be conducted. Yes. Now it is now due in the 2025. They will have to conduct now, and we are insisting. Even other day in the CWC, Congress took a decision for a caste census along with the census of India.
Sir, how just conducting caste census is relevant now? How you think
it is very relevant because there is reservation now because of the after Mandal. There is reservation to all the central services, state services, and there is also for admission to all the education institutions. So if there is no bed, then there is reservation for Jilla Panchayat, Panchayat, taluk panchayats, and what basis you are going to have a reservation for OBCs? SC, ST, there is census report available.
yes, sir.
OBC is not available. If you don't have a census report, there is no data. Without a data, how can you have poverty alleviation programs, social justice program, or any reservation anywhere? It will be only on guess. That is how there should be scientific data collected to the caste census. That is how the caste census is relevant even today and tomorrow.
Sir, as Rahul Gandhi is also saying, कि जिसकी जितनी संख्या
He is
बढ़े,
convinced
उसकी
about
उतनी
it.
भागीदारी. But the BJP seems that they are doing the social justice. If you look to the Odisha, they have just appointed a tribal chief minister. They have given chance to a OBC deputy chief minister and a general chief, deputy chief minister. Even in the other state like Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, they are they are just giving chances to the people who were ignored.
But where is the, what is that attitude? By giving one position to one person is not going to improve the lot of the SC, SC, ST or the OBCs. That has to be built from within. Then only that community as such will be benefited. And if by giving one position to one person or two persons is not going to create a social justice system. It has to be, reservation will have to be scientifically done, properly done, then only objectively done, then only the community at large will be benefited.
Okay. Sir, if you can just say something just about the rising concern of the misuse of the government machineries, if you can comment on that. Like those machineries are being used to overturn the elected government, as you see in the Delhi.
You see, after all, in a democracy, there cannot be autocracy.
Yes.
There cannot be bureaucracy. The representative of the people should have a say in the administration. And by misusing, abusing the CBI, abusing the ED, income tax department, all these things, you are sabotaging the democracy itself. The autocracy cannot replace democracy.
I want to ask about the regional party like BJD. The Naveen Patnaik was not part of any bloc, either NDA or the India bloc. But still, after 24 years of just governing the state, but we saw the fate of the Naveen Patnaik that from that in 2024, there were no any Lok Sabha member elected from the BJD party. And
no, that is why, one election, this recently they are going to pass a bill, saying that there could be one election together. This is going to sabotage all the regional party interest. Regional ethos will be destroyed. That is why Congress is opposing that. We said regional bodies, they are part of the democracy. Regional ethos cannot be curbed in the name of one election and the one election at a time. So only the national parties may be benefited by that, or a national hero may be benefited by that.
Yes, sir.
It's not going to serve the interest of the regional parties.
Sir,
Regional parties will have to realize this danger which is hanging on to them, that democracy is so.
Sir, one thing, the BJP central leadership has focused the state with more deep concern and responsibility. If you see in the case of Odisha, in 2009, there were 0 member of parliament, but in 2024 they have 20 out of 21. And the same condition is the assembly election also. In 2009, they have only 6 MLAs, and now they have formed the government with the 78 MLAs.
That's a matter of concern.
And that the central leadership, if you can suggest that Congress has somewhere...
and it will be that danger will be perpetuated by one election, one nation. Yes.
So any suggestion for the AICC
that is what we are opposing that.
Attention to
we are opposing that. Indian National Congress, many of the parties other than the BJP, they are opposing for this system. One election, one nation is not going to serve the interest of democracy, particularly regional ethos or federal system.
So thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you, thank you,
sir, thoughts
thank you,
and
thank you. All the
sir,
best.
with us,
All
sir.
the best.
धन्यवाद.